Hey, I'm Sam Peterson, an old gay trans man with bad teeth and author of 2 books, Drunky Transgender Junkie and Sugar, a Memoir of Craving. And I love knives. I'm not here to rate them. I'm not here to tell you about the newest, the bestest, the fastest, the capellest. I am here to queerly share my queer love of knives with you. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye. Hello, hep cats and hot dogs. What's good, people? In the wake of selling a batch of blades, I picked up a couple of really terrific knives. One is very practical, very utilitarian, and the other is certainly capable, competent, but is definitely also here to be admired. Sound like anyone you know? If you saw my unboxing, then you know I got a Giant Mouse Ace Iona. Very brown, very utilitarian. In case you didn't know, Giant Mouse calls its general production line knives the Ace brand. Then they also have a higher echelon of mid-tech knives that are very close to being custom, that have definitely had some hands on them without actually being custom. I have never handled anything but their Ace Giant mice, so I don't know what the difference is. I'd love to find out. I do know that I've held quite a few giant mice, still do in my box. This knife sets apart from its kin. It has this weird crescent-shaped handle, for one, in this very austere brown aluminum. It's pretty plain. It's also got this weird little indentations on the scale, I don't know, to give it some interest. Or to keep it from being too slippy. I'm not sure, but it has it. What this knife is, however, is a worker. This blade is great. All around project attacker. It feels nice in the paw, and this crescent shape really works to keep my hand comfortable. It feels really, really good. Really good. Who's that? And a huge surprise to me, I had forgotten the blade is in Magnacut. So, ostensibly, it should hold on to that edge for a while. Like most of Giant Mouse's blades, this one is Italian, so it has that kind of smoothed edges they're renowned for. This one isn't a rounded edge, as like you'll find on a lot of Italian knives, but it's very nicely smoothed, and the jimping is really classy. You know, you never think of jimping as classy, but the Italians make it classy. It's really nicely built, too. Those people in Maggiano have a strong preference for comfort, something that I feel can often be kind of an afterthought in a lot of production knives. I fell asleep while I was putting this video together, and I had a huge shock wake me up, like a 6 on the Richter scale. I thought I was falling. Have you ever had that where you're falling asleep, and you think you fall and you jump up? Well, that's what happened to me. I know, terribly interesting. Creepy. Bodies are creepy. Speaking of creepy, let's take a look at the latest offering from Divo. I think I've said all that I can about this, which is it's comfortable, it's a worker, it's acceptable looking, and I can't wait to put it to use on some projects. And by projects, I mean basically opening boxes for other knives I've just bought from Blade Binge or beyond. Blade Binge and beyond. So let's take a look at the latest offering from Divo, the CHASER. This name is particularly funny to me because in my little queer world, a chaser has another meaning. A chaser is someone who has a strong fetish for a particular thing. For, say, I don't know, transgender men and women. Like, you've probably heard the term chubby chaser, right? Chaser's funny to me. And by the way, if someone wants to have sex with me because they're into trans men, like fetishized trans men, I vote yes. Just don't be weird. This Divo, the Divo guys named their knives after alcohol-esque things, like the Chaser, the Growler, the Stout. Back to the blade, shall we? Since this is really getting chaotic. The Chaser is yet again another great knife from Divo. It's interesting in that there is no hole to use. Don't go there. There's no thumb studs. The only way you can open this blade is by the flipper or the back flip. And those are my two favorite ways of opening a knife anyway. Even though it only has two, sometimes you can kind of open it just with your thumb in the front. Even though it only has two means of opening, it is still a superlative fidgeter. It is sublimely smooth. Also, this is a badass looking blade. Don't you think? It looks so cool. If this were a person, it would definitely be wearing like a leather motocross jacket and carrying a helmet. This thing is sleek and architectural. There are several other versions of this particular blade, but I liked this dark mode the best. Thus far is sleekly sliced some sides. What? I wrote something here. Let's try it again. Thus far, it's sleekly sliced some sides, alliteration, of an Amazon box. Wow. It has sleekly sliced some sides, alliteration, of an Amazon box. It's hard to say, if you're me. By the way, I picked up this box full of books this morning, put the address label on it, and trotted it off to FedEx, but their door doesn't open in. You have to grab the handle and pull it out. You are like me and you are holding an 80-pound box of books in your trembling arms is not a great idea. Why design it that way, FedEx? So stupid. Anywho, this Chaser beat the hell out of that box. I'll tell you what. This knife seems very well crafted. Very tight. I appreciate that. It's light and nimble, especially for a Divo, because, you know, they tend to produce not heavy knives, but thicker knives. This is not a thin knife per se, but you know, it's got a real lightness to it. So go get you one. It's really good. It's the first nearly full price knife that I've bought in a long time. And I say nearly full price because you can get a discount using Lefty 10 or I think, or Lefty 20 on any site that sells these. Go to Lefty's website and you can figure it out, or you can just test drive it in the when you're checking out. But you should be able to get a little 10 or 20% off. Now, you good porpoises are going to laugh at me, but I just discovered Forged in Fire. Just. All its episodes are on YouTube, so it's a great like post-work binge. If you don't know Forged in Fire, it's a game show where bladesmiths use their skills to craft a sword or a blade in 5 hours. It's wild. I'm not even a sword guy, but I think I could definitely go there after watching this. Smithing looks fun. To the degree that I've actually checked out and found a forge around here locally, and I might take a lesson or two. Anyway, go off and enjoy yourself. I'll be sitting here, alone, with my knives. Love you, pal. See you next week. Bye-bye. I hope this is okay. I can't see anything.